reached an agreement on a very significant tax bill. In my view, the agreement that they reached is a bad deal for the American people. I think we can do better. And I am here today to take a strong stand against this bill. And I intend to tell my colleagues and the nation exactly why I am in opposition to this bill. You can call what I'm doing today whatever you want. You can call it a filibuster. You can call it a very long speech. I'm not here to set any great records or to make a spectacle. I am simply here today to take as long as I can to explain to the American people the fact that we have got to do a lot better than this agreement provides. Now let me just enumerate some of the reasons that I am opposed to this agreement. First, as everybody knows, this nation has a record-breaking $13.8 trillion national debt at the same time as the middle class is collapsing and poverty is increasing. And Mr. President, I think it's important that we say a word, because I'm not sure that a lot of Americans necessarily know this, about how we got to where we are today in terms of the national debt. I know there are some people who think that this all began the day that President Obama took office. Well, it's not quite the case. When President Clinton left office, this country was running, in fact, a very significant surplus, and the projections were that we were going to continue to run a surplus. During the 8 years of President Bush, for a number of reasons, including the war in Iraq, the war in Afghanistan, including huge tax breaks for the wealthiest people in this country, including a Medicare Part D prescription drug program, and including the Wall Street bailout, among other things, all of which were not paid for. Those are the primary reasons that we saw an almost doubling of the national debt during the Bush administration. And since President Obama has been in office, we have passed a stimulus package, also adding to the deficit in national debt. But here we are today with a $13.8 trillion national debt, $1.4 trillion deficit, and almost all Americans are in agreement that this is a very serious issue. So the first point that I would make is that it seems to me to be unconscionable for my conservative friends and for everybody else in this country to be driving up this already too high national debt by giving tax breaks to millionaires and billionaires who don't need it, and in a number of cases, Mr. President, don't even want it. Here's one of the interesting ironies. There are lists of many, many very wealthy people who've come forward and say, sure, I want a tax break. Everybody wants a tax break. But you know what? There are other priorities in this country. I don't need it. And two of the wealthiest people in the world, Bill Gates of Microsoft, Warren Buffett, Berkshire, these are billionaires, and they said it's absurd. We don't need a tax break. And all over the country, you're hearing a lot of folks who have a lot of money saying, don't drive up the deficit and force our kids to pay higher taxes to pay off the national debt in order to give tax breaks to the richest people in this country. Now, Mr. President, we have been told really not to worry too much because the extension of these tax breaks for the wealthy will only last 2 years. Not to worry. Well, maybe that's the case. But given the political reality that I have seen in Washington, my guess is that 2 years from now, these tax breaks for the wealthiest people in this country will be extended again. What happens around here is that the argument will be made that if you end these tax breaks, you're raising taxes. It's what we're hearing right now. I see no reason why in the middle of a presidential election those arguments will not be made again. And I see no reason not to believe that those tax breaks will be extended again. And clearly we have a number of Republicans who want to make that extension permanent. Now, whether it will ever be made permanent or not, I don't know. But the point is, when you hear folks say that it's only a 2-year extension, I would suggest take that with a grain of salt. And let me just say that if, in fact, we do what the Republicans have wanted to do right now, as we enter this debate, they wanted a 10-year extension. That would add $700 billion to our national debt, $700 billion. Now, I've got 4 kids, and I've got 6 grandchildren. And I think it is grossly unfair. None of them have a whole lot of money. I think it is grossly unfair to ask my kids and grandchildren and the children all over this country to be paying higher taxes in order to provide tax breaks for billionaires because we've driven up the national debt. That is just plain wrong. And Mr. President, I think the vast majority of the American people, whether they're progressives like myself or whether they're conservatives, I think they perceive that concept, they're giving tax breaks to billionaires when we have such a high national debt.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Gamer City League, where we have quite the match for you tonight, pitting the 2 undefeated teams, Peppa Pigs and Blue Tortillas, against one another. I'm here with my co-caster, Stu. Stu, introduce yourself.
I'm Stu. We're glad to have you back. Get ready for an awesome match tonight. I'm sure it's going to be intense. With both teams being undefeated, we're certainly in for some surprises, I think, and probably some people being kind of upset. But we'll see how it turns out.
Tears will be shed, blood on the rift will be spilled, and I'm hoping to see the full 3 games. I don't want to stomp. I don't want just 2 games. I want all 3. I want to see them going at it, and I really want to see how it evolves over 3 games. Let's introduce the teams. Stu?
We have Blue Corn Tortilla Chips and Peppa Pigs.
Yeah, the players on the team, Stu.
You didn't say that, though. I don't know. Because I don't know.
We're gonna try that again. Stu, would you please introduce the players that are playing tonight?
Dude, I literally don't know the teams on each team.
All right.
Yeah, I'm looking for it.
We're experiencing a tech delay. Please stand by. Okay, so let's start with Blue Corn Tortillas. You know them, I know them, we all know them. We've got Art in the top lane, Lily in the jungle, Arland in the mid lane, Adrian in support, and then Miguel in that pivotal ADC role. I'm really excited to see what kind of changes. I believe this is going to be one of the first games streamed on the new patch that we just got last week. Isn't that right? The first one streamed on the new patch. So I'm interested. Not the first one played. We will be getting PTT versus laying down the Larkin soon, as we get that all set up by our beautiful production team. We're very thankful for them. They do a great job. But this is the first one that's going to be streamed live for your pleasure. So I'm really interested to see if there's any different picks. We saw in the bot lane heavily contested picks, Kaisa last patch. Interested to see if that continues. Hecarim also very, very strong champion on the last patch. Got a little bit of nerfs. And also some newcomers. This is the first patch with the new and improved Yorick. I know that, at least on the side of Peppa Pigs, they've been practicing it just a little bit. Really want to see if they can pull it out. Stu, are you ready to introduce Peppa Pigs?
Oh, I'm always ready to introduce Peppa Pig. So in the top lane, we got Casey. He's looking to tear down some towers. And then in the jungle, we've got Richie. He's gonna make some awesome ganks. We all know it. And then we have James in the mid lane, gonna pull off some awesome plays. Hopefully get some roams in. And then we have Joseph and Jana in the bot lane. And you've never seen a better bot duo, except for maybe me and Larkin, but that's a different story. Right now, it's the Joseph Jana duo, and they're gonna pop off.
Yes, and what do you think of Peppa Pig's star mid laner, A-Town Swinger, also known as James?
Oh, he's gonna pull off something spicy. I can feel it coming.
Mm-hmm. He one of the best players at this tournament. Certainly, one of the best in the mid lane. Lots of really solid picks we've seen so far, and in a meta that's really dominated by control mages, we've really seen James take off and lead his team to their undefeated start. And that is also one of the things that I really want to look out for in this game. We have two undefeated teams. Both have dropped games, so it hasn't been 100% perfect, but they've looked strong in each series that they've played. What do you think are going to be the keys to each team pulling out the victory today? Let's start with Blue Corn Tortillas.
I'll be honest, I think it definitely comes down to draft. Both teams need to focus on getting things that they're comfortable. I don't think it necessarily will revolve around overall team comps for these games. I think they really need to focus on just being comfortable on whatever they're picking so that they all feel confident. Because going up against another undefeated team has got to be stressful, so I think for the best performance on both sides, they really need to be just know what they're playing and be very comfortable on it.
And we've talked about a little bit about James on the side of Peppa Pigs, but what about on the side of Blue Corn Tortillas? Is there a pick that you believe them to be very comfortable on, that you really want to see them pick up?
I mean, with Arland mid, I feel like you're always going to get something that looks good. He's very clean, especially like Anivia the Vel'Koz. If they let either of those two through, I think Peppa Pigs is going to have a very rough time.
And even though there are ways to shut those champions down, his comfort on those champions can't be overstated. And so I am really interested to see if they go for comfort, like you say, or if they maybe go for a little bit of that meta shakeup. We've seen Lily, the jungler for Blue Corn Tortillas, pick up the Ivern. Ivern, a very strong pick right now, but it's not exactly Lily's forte. We've seen her be good on it, we've seen her be bad on it. And so I do think that maybe going with comfort in a game that might come down to a skill matchup, as you say, really come forward as the prevailing key to victory here. I believe we're waiting on a couple more people. We're just about to start. I think we're almost ready. I don't know if we're doing pro draft or if we're doing yes, that, but we will find out very shortly. But what do you think? We've seen these teams go through every other team at this point. They skipped one match. I believe was it Blue Corn Tortillas that skipped a match? Or yes, it was either Peppa or Blue Corn Tortillas. They skipped a match, but we've seen we have a lot of film on these teams so far. You've played against both of these teams, I believe, yes?
Yes. Yeah.
I played against both of these teams. So and we've both prepared for these teams, so I really think it's going to be interesting to really see what it's going to come down to when the Titans clash. What do you think, though, might be some weaknesses that of each side that maybe might be exploited, or maybe you'd like them to improve upon, seeing how they played against you or how you've seen them in the tournament so far? Let's start with Peppa Pigs.
Honestly, Peppa Pig is very strong. They're very coordinated, and mechanically, they're some of the most skilled players overall, both just like with lane control and being able to rotate with the macro play as well. It feels like they do have the best communication at the very least for most teams. So I think you're gonna have to find something to like kind of pick away at them. Either get repeat ganks off in a lane, whether it's mid, whether it's elsewhere, just making sure that they kind of feel the burn or feel the pressure in one lane and get one lane ahead. And I think that will definitely put BCT in the right direction at the very least.
Mm-hmm. I definitely agree with you. They're very well coordinated. They play together. They play with each other a lot. And it might take a little bit of that cheese and just a little bit of that mozzarella to throw them off their game just enough that their communication gets disrupted, and BCT might be able to come away with a victory. On the flip side, BCT is very strong individually. They're all very good individual players, but they excel on comfort. And I want to go back to that point that you just made. I think if Peppa can get them off some of those comfort picks, don't let Arlen get the Vel'Koz. Don't let him get don't let Arden get the Gnar in the top lane. Maybe try to put Lily on something that's not like a really snowbally assassin, like a Kindred or a Rengar. Maybe take Adrian's Thresh away. We all know how Adrian's Thresh, it's one of the champions that he's best at. And maybe throwing them off just a little bit might allow them to really go and punish a lane where they might not be as familiar with the champion. I hope that we're getting ready to start. Everybody is almost here.
Miguel.
No? Miguel.
Yeah.
I invited Miguel, but
we are waiting for him to get in here to start the game.
Yeah. I think we're just kind of waiting now. Really hoping we get into draft. Where do you think each team's going to prio? It's a new patch. We've seen a lot of different priorities put on in the past. We've seen prios put towards champions for maybe players who are really good on their mains. We've seen a lot of priority put on the ADC role, specifically Kai'Sa, sometimes Tristana. You've talked about getting them off comfort. What do you think each team needs to prioritize early in the draft?
Honestly, I think BCT definitely wants to prioritize the mid and top lane. Ardent and Arland are both very strong. I think either getting the Gnar or the Mordekaiser for top, and either the Anivia or Vel'Koz for mid will definitely be one of the first things they do want to take, or even that Thresh for Adrian. So I think if Peppa, whatever they don't ban, I think is what BCT is going to pick first.
Yeah, I'm always interested to see how these drafts go, because a lot of teams, at least as I've been talking to them, have different strategies for how they go about this. So, really interested to see how these teams, especially, I really want to see these teams kind of do something different. because we know that this is all right. I'm getting word from the production team that we are almost ready. We are almost ready for draft to begin. It will begin very shortly, and it will be in the client. So let's see what we get. We're gonna have blue corn tortillas on their nominal blue side with Peppa Pig's henna bread. It's gonna be a Rise and a Narban. Comfort, as you have called, is the name of the game.
Mm-hmm.
That just goes to show you're nothing but a whiskey delta.
Corky, another pick of James and Townswinger. We have seen this. We have seen this kind of go this way before, especially against Peppa Pigs. They really try to ban out and put James on something uncomfortable. Then we have the Galileo ban coming out as the final ban, and it's like we were setting up. It's been all comfort bans so far. Maybe that Galileo is the only thing that haven't seen Arland on it too much. And there we go, Kaisa being prioritized once again. And we are getting word from our production team that it is the last call on predictions. So if you're rooting for Blue Corn Tortillas, if you're on the side of Peppa Pigs, you better put in your predictions right now. Peppa Pigs, we thought that these two being underdogs was undefeated, was going to be kind of a closer prediction. But Peppa Pigs is currently huge underdogs according to the fans. So if you think...
Yeah, for reference, right now, Peppa Pigs has worse odds than GME, according to, like, the predictions.
So if you believe in Peppa Pigs sitting in actually one of the worst odds we've seen in the tournament so far, as this draft is going by, get your predictions in. Stu, walk me through walk me through these picks. Lots of comfort here.
Yes, so we've seen Peppa Pigs pick up the Anivia and the Tristana. The Tristana has always been very clean, and the Anivia is a very good pick. And they were trying to steal that away from Arland. Unfortunately, they did let the Vel'Koz go through, and the Thresh, so that means Adrian and Arland are both still getting picks that they are very comfortable on. So I believe that this is going to be a very strong showing. And now we've got the Malphite lock-in for Peppa Pigs as well. It looks like they're going to have a very good team fight comp.
Definitely looking super strong right now as the Mordekaiser, more comfort for Ardent banned away. And also going to make Casey's time in the top lane with the Malphite that much easier.
And they're banning the Gragas. The Gragas has been very good in previous games. Very clean. So I do believe that was a very well-used ban. I certainly wouldn't want to go against it again.
Yes, Gragas, Richie has made it look very good. The Jarvan being banned out against Lily.
I don't want the support Jarvan. How interesting.
So Jarvan would have probably been going into the jungle. So yeah, really interesting to see what this last ban is. If I had to guess, probably another jungle ban, and it will be the Hecarim. Hecarim very strong. He's probably going to be due for more nerfs next patch, and he was nerfed this patch. So, and it will be the Udyr. Very, very strong pick, the Udyr right now. Clears super fast, runs at you super fast, kills you super fast, kills objectives super fast. Might as well just call him the Flash, because Udyr, he's doing it all, and he's doing it fast. Oh, it's gonna be why don't you talk about this Silas pick for, I believe it's going to be Lily in the jungle on the Silas.
Oh, it's definitely an interesting pick for the Silas. Silas's jungle clear has been nerfed quite a bit. So if she really, and they are bringing it to the jungle, it's like it is going to be very difficult, kind of slow first clear especially compared to Udyr. But Silas will get stronger later, and I think that Lily will be able to pull off some very good ganks with Silas.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be a lot of late game on the side of Blue Corn Tortillas as the Taric is locked in. Yeah, a lot, very late game on the side of Blue Corn Tortillas. They have maybe Thresh and Vel'Koz maybe for their mid game with a sprinkling of Kai'Sa. But it's going to be on the side of Peppa Pigs to really punish this team early, because they have Udyr, they have Malphite. Even Tristana is going to be really hard to deal with early if they let her get ahead. But what do you think of this draft?
Honestly, I think the team fight for Peppa Pigs is looking like it's going to be phenomenal. BCT is definitely going to have to look more for picks. I think if it's a 5v5 and Peppa can get a good Malphite ult off, I think it's going to lean heavily in their favor, especially with the Taric and having that ult available to them. It's going to be very difficult for BCT right now from what I'm seeing, at least based on team comp.
Yes. I'm really interested to see what a very interesting draft on both sides. We're going 2 tanks, a bruiser. You could argue 3 tanks on the side of Peppa Pigs, but we have very tanky members, a lot of backline damage with Anivia, with Vel'Koz. We have Kai'Sa, who's going to be Kai'Sa and Tristana are going to be jumping in. These team fights are going to be off the chain. I mean, I'm really pumped to see these teams team fight, because that's all they drafted. They got on the side of Blue Corn Tortillas. You already mentioned the side of Peppa Pigs, but even on the side of Blue Corn Tortillas, they have the Ornal, they have Vel'Koz, they have Silas doing his Silas stuff. They have Kai'Sa dashing into the back line. If Ornn can land a really good knock-up on them.
I definitely think that it'll be basically who can keep their carries alive the longest. The Vel'Koz and the Kai'Sa, and the Trist and the Anivia. Whoever can make sure that they live the longest. If you can get off a full Vel'Koz ult on a 5v5 and just really whittle them away, I think that it's definitely going to turn the fight one way or another. And if you can have a full Anivia with ult with the Malphite jumping in and holding him there for a couple seconds, it's definitely going to be an interesting game. We'll see how these team fights go, though.
And I do want to point out that last pick on the side of Peppa Pigs, using it probably to one of its greatest effects, picking up Taric. Taric, as you know, his ult makes almost his whole team invincible for a good few seconds there. And that could be the difference. If he's able to pop that early, and if it's able to come down in the middle of a Vel'Koz ult, or as soon as Kai'Sa dashes in, or while Thresh is in the middle, or Silas is in the middle, it could really turn some of these fights.
The Taric ult is definitely going to be very important, especially later in the game. If he uses it a little bit too early, I think his team's going to suffer for it. But you have to be right on the ball with Taric ult. It does have a little bit of a time before it goes into effect. So we're going to see how well he is able to predict when engages happen, or when he will need to use it.
And in terms of scaling, I'd say it's almost net even. I mean, because you have Ornn, and the Ornn items are going to be a huge point of focus as you get later and later, and the latest you can get into a game. Those are going to be big. But Tristana and Anivia, two of the hardest scaling carries in the game. You got Taric, one of the hardest scaling tanks and supports in the game. Malphite, always going to be relevant. But then you have 92. Silas. Late game Silas is a monster. And he's got some really awesome ults to steal, including that Taric ult.
Yeah, he can steal that Taric ult, so they're gonna have to be very careful about when they engage and when they decide to use it.
Mm-hmm. In late game, Silas can steal ults every. It's like I think like a 25 or 30-second cooldown, like level 18 max rank, something like that, with a lot of ability haste.
And definitely the Malphite and the Taric ults are looking very good for Silas.
Mm-hmm. But I do want to point out that he does have 2 duds on the sides. A Nivea ult, not great. An Udyr ult, basically useless.
Yeah, so it is gonna be kind of a fight around when he can get those ults. If he can get a good Malphite ult off, maybe to get a pick, or even get that Taric ult in time for a team fight, then it definitely has the ability to turn the tides.
Yes, 0. I'm still at 0.
Yeah.
As we load into the rift, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You guys there?
Yes.
All right. Let's get this show on the road. Game 1 between Blue Corn Tortillas and Peppa Pigs starts now. Whew. I'm
It's
excited.
like both teams are fanning out.
Mm-hmm. Not a particularly strong invade comp on either side.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you give a little bit of an edge to Blue Corn Tortillas and Refresh.
It definitely makes sense though that they would choose not to invade on either side. Just their team comps I don't think either of them would have a clear chance of getting first blood, so it's better not to risk it.
Yes, and in these high stake games, both teams don't want to get started off on that wrong foot. Don't want to blow a lot of sums. Don't want to die early. And so it will just be 2 bot side starts on the side, on both sides, and we're in it now. We're playing the feud. First camps are done. But like you said, that clear speed is something to watch in this early game.
Yeah, Silas is definitely going to have a difficult time clearing. It looks like he's going to go for wolves. Yep.
Silas.
Okay, so he's going to take wolves.
Skipping raptors, probably a good call.
Definitely, while Udyr looks like he's probably going for a full clear.
And he can do that. Very fast clear.
Put him a little bit ahead as well.
Very fast clear on the side of Udyr. Any confrontation, probably pre-level 6, but possibly after, all the way up to level 11, Udyr will win in a 1v1 versus Silas. Doesn't matter what healing they get, because Silas wants to go in, but Udyr's just better at it. And so
it's definitely an interesting choice by Lily. I certainly wasn't expecting her to pick the Silas.
It's strong comfort pick, and that we see a little bit more comfort on the side of Blue Corn Tortillas than we do on the side of Peppa Pigs. Tritus, I don't think he plays that much Taric. Richie, I don't know how much Udyr he plays. He's certainly no Trick. So, interested to see if the meta or if the comfort picks and the familiarity will be here. As we see a gang topside, first of the game, first of the series. He's going to try to get out, but Vichy is going to stun him up. He's going to put on the bear stance. That's going to be a flash away, but it's not enough. That's first blood going over to the Udyr. As we see a fight bottom side. Adrian getting ignited. He's flashing away. Janna had gone in on that, but it looks like it's just going to be a disengage. Or will it? A flash in from Tritus. He's going to get... Adrian now flashes away, but Miguel is going to go back in. A hook. Death sentence onto Janna. Woo-hoo! Janna's just going to hop away. And we are already this series deliver. First blood going over to the Udyr, popping some sums top. And it's going to be another gank from the Udyr. Adrian has no flash. It's going to be the flash in. That's going to be the stun. It's going to be a lantern. They're going to. The ignite though going down onto Janna will get the return kill, but Miguel is in trouble. That's going to be the flash. Vichy looks like he's going to be able to walk away for now. Oh, but it's going to be the flash from Millie.
But she missed this goal.
Tons of damage coming out of this Udyr early. Being all over the rift, while Lily is a little bit of a step behind. We said that the Sylas clear speed is not good early. They took out Sylas jungle a little while ago and made some changes for his damage to jungle camps. Have you seen it so far? Despite getting off 2 ganks, Udyr ahead in farm over the Sylas.
It's definitely going to be difficult for Lily to keep up in farm if she's trying to keep up with Udyr's ganking as well.
It's going to be really hard for her to choose her battles. And I do want to point out the kills here that have gone over so far. Both have gone on priority targets for the side of Peppa Pigs, while Adrian, and while gold is gold, not looking too good. But as Arctic going in for the solo kill almost on Casey, they're just going to be able to walk away. But Casey got very low here. He's sticking around. He might hit 6 soon on the side of Arctic, and he would just be able to kill him.
Well, he did have Udyr nearby, so that might have been also why he was looking to stay. He does have a massive wave building as well.
Yes, and Casey able to just chug his corrupting pot, get some of his mana back. Oh, it's going to be the ult on Casey, deciding not to use the ult. Not ulting out, giving a kill over to the side of Blue.
I think he would have made it out if he ulted. I think it was wise not to use it, honestly.
Yeah, he could have maybe avoided the chains or the knock-up from the Ornn. Very close play though. Gold even. But that kill is going over to Lily, and we've seen how she can really snowball a game if she gets ahead.
I definitely think that Lily getting a kill will definitely help her more so keep up with Udyr and possibly give her the chance to get ahead. I think it is very difficult though with the Sylas, just keeping up in farm, so at the very least that removes some of the gold deficit that you'd be likely to see.
Very, very even game so far. Gold is dead even. Farm, there's a lead in the top lane for Arctic, but that's matched in the jungle for Vichy on the Udyr. And I'm interested to see what the next move is, because we have these first objectives spawning. We have Dragon already up. We have Rift Herald spawning in right now. We see Lily
they're trying to make a play bot.
Looks like she's just gonna walk away though.
We're both looking for this first dragon, it seems like. Trying to get priority.
We see the vision on the side of Blue Corn Tortillas, slightly ahead of Peppa Pigs, but both sides have it well warded.
Yes, they do. The thing that they don't have though is that Rift Herald isn't warded at all.
Mm-hmm. And I do think that the Rift Herald should be a priority, and I hope that Peppa Pig sees it, because now is their time to really snowball this and get out of lane phase and really start getting advantages and snowballing advantages before the side of Blue Corn Tortillas can get online with their late game champions.
Looks like Udyr might be looking for another gank top.
Mm-hmm. It is warded, so he will see it out.
Yeah.
He is going to flash, but it's just going to be the ult follow. Ult coming up from Udyr. Not Udyr. Well, that is the ult from Udyr, but it's also the ult from Ornn. But it will be the kill going over the Malphite. And Udyr is going to go right on to this Rift Herald.
And I think that's a wise choice. You don't have any wards. Their jungler isn't anywhere near top.
Yes, they were caught in a bad reset. James kind of going in onto Arland here. He's not going to kill him, but might force him back if they were thinking about contesting this Rift Herald. Lily, though, maybe trying to look for something bot side while they know that Udyr's top. Rift Herald being taken. And they do see Lily on this. But it looks like they don't have fire. They don't have fire on this drag. They will just give it, so they did get the Rift Herald. Or will they?
They're rotating.
They're rotating. They're coming here. But Udyr is stuck in no man's land. Kaiser going in. But nobody's died yet. There goes Janna. Miguel 1v1ing the support. Arland is going to pick it up. And it is a bloody, bloody contest for nothing. They don't get anything back on that. They lose the dragon. They lose their bot lane. They almost lost their jungler. Lily picks up another kill, and Arland gets one as well.
It certainly has been interesting. The mid lane is looking very even. Arland's definitely got a little bit of a gold advantage with the kill that he just got.
Heavy trading top lane. And the Udyr's coming up to maybe turn this into an unfair fight. It's going to be the ult to interrupt the dash. That's going to have to be the flash. But it is going to be the ult, and that it looks like it's going to be one kill for Lily. And oh no. Ooh.
Can Lily catch him?
No, I don't think Casey's getting out. Lily's going to pick it up. And Blue Corn Tortillas jumps out to a 1.5k gold lead. Looking good for them so far.
You can definitely tell they're comfortable on their picks. And they've also been communicating very well. Those ganks, honestly, the ganks topside by both teams have been phenomenal.
This bot lane, you see gold basically around even. Oh, that's just a hop away for Janna there, but Miguel is up a little bit, while Adrian is going to be taking a lot of damage from this Tristana E. Yeah, if we look at the gold right now, we can see where the advantages are. We see Ardit dominating top lane once again. He has an 800 gold lead. Jungle with Lily's 4 kills, you would think it'd be a lot more than just 200 gold. But that is the difference for them in the mid lane, in the jungle. Mid lane, however, as Arland is going to take some trades here, and he's going to trade back. But in the mid lane, about a 500 gold lead for Arland. in the bot lane, about 300 gold, and in the support role, another 400 gold. So that's where our gold leads are right now. And it's not looking good for Peppa Pigs, but hold on, we got another gank. This Udyr has been everywhere, and this Vel'Koz is not long for this world. Does steal the Taracle, will make her invincible. I think Tritus is going to go down, but no! His own Taracle goes on!
Oh my god.
It's going to have to be the Ignite in order to secure the kill. But Malphite's here! That's a shutdown onto the Udyr! That's another kill for the Anivia! Orin arrives, but he's way too late! And Peppa Pigs striked back with a nice shutdown onto Lily.
That was certainly a very impressive team fight. Everyone kind of rotated mid. Orn was definitely a little bit late with the TP though.
And you can see where the familiarity and the communication from Peppa Pig shine. They were first to that fight. Tritus got a very lucky ult timing. And let's see, Janna doing her best Malphite impression. It's going to be the ult from Miguel, but it's a solo kill. It's a solo kill. During that, Janna was down 300 gold, but she gets the jump literally and figuratively. But Tritus finds himself giving that gold perhaps right back. They are just going to run him down here. Lily going to pick up another kill if they can help it, and they will. But however, on the other side of the rift, Arland needing the flash away from James on this Anivia, who has 2 kills himself. The action never stops. Another gank top lane. I believe Orn is tanky enough to just walk this out, but maybe not. He is going to be tanking. They are just diving here. Oh, it will just be
Just enough.
Just enough as Lily gets a shutdown on James mid lane. It is bloody. It is full of fighting in this game. We are getting exactly what we were promised between the 2 undefeated teams. That gold lead that was 1.5 to 2,000k earlier for the side of Blue Corntiers shrunk to about 5k, maybe 6, as they start up this Cloud Dragon, who will be their second of the game, get them on their way to a soul that will be either Ocean or Infernal. So really 0.5k, 500, 500, as some might say.
Ocean Dragon.
It will be Ocean Soul. Good for both sides. That might make Casey nigh unkillable as the Malphite. Same thing with the Udyr and the Tritus, but could be a really big boost to the side of Blue Corn Tortillas.
And Udyr's invading? Okay.
Udyr is invading, but he's also leaving. Let's take a breath. I haven't had too many moments in this game where we could do that. As we kind of go back to this even state, the only real advantages are those 2 dragons on the side of Blue Corn Tortillas. And yeah, we're still not even at Baron. We've had 19 deaths so far, 19 kills, and Baron has not even shown his face yet.
Looks like he's heading back top, possibly looking for Orn again.
Well, he could be looking for that Rift Tail. Tritus is gonna pop the ult, but it's not gonna do him anything. Janna gonna ult away Lily, but Lily just gonna ult away and kill Janna. How's that for a taste of your own medicine? Meanwhile, topside, they will secure this Rift Herald, their second of the game, but they will lose out on first tower, it looks like, with the topside. Oh, it's going to be the Vel'Koz. Oh, that Anivia did not have egg. James going down to the Vel'Koz. Mm-hmm. And so
Ireland is
Deuce-
very comfortable on both champions, Anivia and Vel'Koz, so I'm not super surprised that he is doing fairly well.
Mhm. That's a flash death sentence out of Adrian. Looks like they want to go in for it, but it's probably better that they don't. They don't have any vision in that topside jungle, and they will just take a recall right here.
Looks like Silas is heading topside.
Mm-hmm.
For a
Udyr's
game.
here. Maybe looking for a counter gank. But it just looks like kind of a wet noodle fight in the top lane right now without any interference. Even Udyr, his damage starting to fall off just a little bit as we're just about that 20-minute mark. Let's look at some of these items. What do you think are some of the most interesting item choices we've seen so far? Looking at them. Stu?
Honestly, I'm really surprised that Lily did go with the Dark Seal or as early as she did, but it has worked out in her favor so far, so I can definitely understand why she did it at this point.
Riptail is going to be dropping mid. Arlen going to be dropping the E on the Udyr. Udyr going to finish off this tower. There's a nice TP coming in from the Anivia to keep that Rift Herald nice and healthy. Maybe getting a second charge. Doesn't look like it. Oh, but it might be a skirmish here as the W lands. Janna kind of frontlining, is going to get stunned by the death sentence, and she's just dead. Ult's going to come down from the Taric. Miguel going to the back line. Miguel is not going to escape with his life.
Yeah.
It is right now a 2 for 2. Both bot lanes dying in another one of these really awesome looking fights. But it looks like it might be Blue Corn Tortillas getting the last laugh, getting some extra pressure on that tower, but it doesn't look like. As next dragon coming up in just 30 seconds right here.
Yeah, and it definitely could still go either way. There's less than a 2k gold lead for Blue Corn Tortilla. So it's still anyone's game, and with the fights that we've seen, it definitely can go either way.
But if they're going to go either way, Janna can't be positioning like that.
Yeah.
It looked like that maybe they were trying to bait, but if you know how Thresh works, it's really hard, and you can't buffer the rocket jump out of the Thresh hook because it does the double pull. And so Thresh kind of seen as a counter to Tristana in that way, as early TP for the Ornn. Looks
they're
like
really looking to get that dragon.
Looks like they're really going for this dragon. They're bursting it down. Might be too late, but they're going to start the fight anyway. Dragon at about just 2k HP, but the best of the fight is going on. Miguel is going to die. Adrian soon to follow, but oh my god, that Vel'Koz ult! Huge Vel'Koz ult! But looks like the fight is still going the way of Peppa Pigs. They didn't even take the dragon. Lily died. Mitchie is going to get the flash out of Arland. And the drag is going to go over to Peppa Pigs. A fantastic fight out of Peppa Pigs. Coming in at just the right time to get Lily off of that dragon. It never went down. Huge. Not only for Peppa Pigs to get that regen, because they are quite a bit of poke on the side of Blue Corn Tortillas with the Vel'Koz and even the Kaisa W, and so that Ocean Drake is going to help, but it's also going to stop the dragon stacking from Blue Corn Tortillas.
Yeah, if they can put off Soul Point either way, that's definitely going to benefit them in the future, especially if they can start getting the other dragons that are going to come up.
And we just saw basically Peppa Pig's win condition. It's the team fight, as you pointed out earlier, Stu. That team fight is so incredibly good the communication, the timings, all really, really clean and on point to really get that objective. And we're going to have to see how Blue Corn Tortillas can adjust, because they can't do what they just did. They tried to burst it down, and I really want to give them props for trying. They got really close, but they couldn't do it. Maybe as the damage scales up later in the game, they'll be able to, but right now they can't.
Yeah, Ireland had a beautiful Vel'Koz ult, but it didn't matter because he wasn't able to kill all of them at that point.
Is Richie dueling? Oh my God! Wait, this is gonna bring up into a full team fight. The ult's gonna come on, but it's gonna time out. Oh, but they're not gonna die. Oh my God! Wait, there's nobody. No. Okay, finally, the Taric on the side of Peppa Pig dies, but Jana able to survive. Casey he should get this. Yep, he's gonna get that. So it's almost an ace. They're one tanky boy Ornn away from an ace. Fights two different sides of the map, and now we have Peppa Pigs with their first gold lead of the game, or at least their first significant gold lead. Casey is trying to dive the Ornn, but that's usually not a smart idea.
I'm definitely surprised that they were going quite as deep as they did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that was all set up by the Udyr in the bush, catching Lily by surprise. The Taric ult, we've seen how good the Taric ult has been. And I believe it might have been Lily that ulted the Tristana away with just a sliver of health using the stolen ultimate. They're going to pick up that tower on the top side, putting them one in the lead in terms of towers, and that's a 1k gold lead to the side of Peppa Pigs.
We've seen this go either way. I definitely think the gold lead's gonna keep flipping back and forth a little while longer.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you ain't seen nothing yet, folks. Where we haven't even seen a Baron attempt yet. We're 26 minutes into this game almost, and neither side has really looked at that Baron. That's going to be a stun, 2 stuns. That's going to be a lot of damage onto the Thresh, but that's going to be the Ornn ult to kind of get them off. But Adrian's just going to die. They're going to continue the fight. There's the Udyr coming to the back line. But there's the stolen Malphite ult going to the back line. But there's the real Malphite ult. Udyr is going to try to escape with a sliver of health. That's a huge Vel'Koz ult. And it's going to be a shutdown. But on the other side of the map, there's 2 more going down. 4 alive on the side of Peppa Pigs. Just 1 as the burn damage and the damage from Casey just kills the Kaisa. And this is going to be inhib right here for the side of Peppa Pigs. A 4k gold lead, maybe close to 3.5k gold lead.
They definitely do have a little bit of time. They might look to get the Baron after getting the inhib.
Mm-hmm. They could look Baron here. They could also look Dragon, though it won't be up for another 40 seconds. If they do go for an objective, it will be that Baron, and they are certainly headed that way. Let's look at the vision. Vision.
There aren't any wards there.
It is dark. It is dark on the side of Blue Corn Tortillas. They got no blue. The only blue they got are their corn tortillas. They are looking at the dragon though.
Yeah.
They did get vision around this dragon. There's a little bit more blue, but it's being cleared by the side of Peppa Pigs. There's the blast cone. It's going to be much harder for Lily to get in here. Looks like they're going to drag it out of the pit. They have no vision anyway. There's no sort of Scryer's Bloom. There's the Vel'Koz ult. Vel'Koz ult, very not exactly fantastic. Yeah. Lily just dies. Taric,
and then the Taric ult, yep, and they can just walk out.
And with the jungler dead, they're gonna get Baron anyway. Interesting decision from Lily there to contest that dragon. I actually probably would have liked them not contest that drag. I mean, what do they get from that? If they went for a steal there, they would have been on soul point. They wouldn't have gotten soul. Lily risked her life, pays the price for it, And you gotta know that if she dies there, they can just get this Baron for free.
I definitely think it was a rough choice.
And it will be Baroned up. A Baroned up Peppa Pigs on the Rift. Let's see what they can do now with a 5k gold lead. They're looking for more inhibs, and they might be looking to put game 1 out of reach.
Yeah, they're definitely gonna try to push waves. I'd honestly like to see the 1-3-1, but Triss looks like she's going top. I think that would be a play. I think Malphite and Udyr are both very strong on their own.
And they both have plenty of escapes.
Yes.
Malphite by ulting away, Udyr by being Udyr.
And Malphite's TP is also up, so if they did have that 1-3-1 and they did want to fight anywhere, he would be able to join in.
And let's look at the gold now that we're almost 30 minutes in. Top lane, even. You would have liked to see that Ornn maybe get a couple more levels so we can finish out the Ornn items. Ornn, he's got 3 out so far, including his own. 2 more to give out. So, let's see where that goes. In the jungle, Udyr's got a lead. In the mid lane, they got a huge lead. It could be more. They're not going to finish off. But Lily is caught in the backside. That's going to be the Taric ult. Taric ult is going to make them invulnerable, but it does wear off. John is going to go down. Oh, that Malphite ult is not going to really hit anything. Miguel in the backline is going to get stunned up and is going to be killed eventually. But on the flip side, that's the Anivia going down. That's a lot of the damage on the side of Peppa Pigs. But Udyr is going to kill off the enemy jungler. Oh no, the jungler's still alive. I don't know who I was seeing.
No.
But it will be the cleanup from the jungler who has risen from the dead. But it might be base time. Look at the base.
They're about to lose their tower. Yeah.
Both Nexus towers fall. And even though they almost got aced, even though they lost almost all of their Baron buffs and their Baron buff is over, it was worth it just to get those Nexus towers down.
Yeah. They were able to keep them out of their base long enough to get both of them. So it's very much worth it.
Contesting these objectives becomes even harder on the side of Blue Cone Tortillas because they can't leave their base, or at least one person can't. And it's got to be somebody who wave clears. And so it's got to be Arland, who has a lot of gold, and he's really powerful. Or it has to be Miguel, who has the most gold. The second. Oh wait, never mind. They have a lot of gold too. Most gold in the game on the side of Blue Corn Tortillas is going to be Lily with those 11 kills. She has looked great after a little bit of a rough early game, or rougher than you might expect from Lily. But she did snowball mid-game. Oh, it might be another pick onto Adrian, but it's a counter pick. But a huge stun on the backside. The Anivia got a humongous stun. Udyr is in the backline, but he's alone. Oh, but it's a huge Malphite ult! 3-man Malphite ult! Down goes Miguel. Lily, Arland, running for their lives. Lily's gonna go back in. She's gonna die, but so is the Anivia. On the backside, Janna wasn't even here. Adrian's gonna go down. Janna looking hop over and start to just chip away at that Ornn as he goes out. Oh boy. Huge fights that on a knife's edge for either team. That inhib is back up on the side of Blue Corn Tortilla. So they do have that going for them. But
they are gonna have to give up this dragon.
Oh, a big Ornn E. Looks like Taric is gonna go down. Ooh, that's a bit of a misplay from Tritus on the Taric there. Janna is able to get away. If Janna had gone down, it might have gone. It might have been a disaster. But luckily, it's only Tritus, and Tritus, he's not quite at the level as everybody else. He's only got that 30-second death timer, we'll have plenty of time to be up before this Baron spawns in just over a minute. Okay. We're cresting 33 minutes. We're seeing the full items come on. You see Arland is still not actually upgraded into a Mage Eyes. He might want to do that just to get the bonus from the mythic item, as it does count as a legendary item, that Mage Eyes. Like to see him do that.
The move speed as well.
Plus the bonus move speed, which against this team is going to be very helpful. Adrian
Looks like they're looking to fight around Baron.
really does steal the Malphite. That is crucial. That's going to be huge in this next team fight. But she's going to use it immediately onto one person, and that one person is just going to be Taric ulted and walk away.
But now they have the Taric ult down.
They have the Taric ult down, and it will be down for this next team fight at the Baron, if they so desire. It's a long cooldown, even this late into the game. 60 seconds still on it, I believe. And they're kind of stalling. He's now taking the Taric ult, giving them the Taric ult advantage. But she's going to use it to go in. Really interesting timing, but it's going to work out. The Udyr is almost going to die, but huge! Miguel goes down. Lily is also going to go down. Casey's in the back line. He's wrecking havoc. He's gonna live! Oh my goodness! And all the damage threats on the side of Peppa Pigs are still up. They can't really do anything except walk away with some extra cash in hand. Orin ult is gonna catch out the Anivia, and they will bait the egg. But they're still here. They haven't backed yet. A very, very crucial Vel'Koz Q to kill off James. To kill off James. Lily is going to be up in 5 seconds. James will not be up for another 35. Death Sentence doesn't really live up to its name, and the Malphite is harmlessly pulled back and then just walks away. Oh, all right. For game 2, I'm getting water because we are being treated to a treat here, ladies and gentlemen. 36 minutes in, one Baron has been taken so far. James is up in 5 seconds and he has TP. So basically, everybody is on the map. 2 damage threats are in base on the side of Peppa Pigs. They are on their way, and that will be the TP from James. Malphite ult taken once again. Let's see if they go for something big here. Last time we saw it on the Udyr, didn't really do much. I'd like to see it counter engage maybe after the Malphite is already ulted. Udyr is topside. Interesting, as this dragon is spawning in less than a minute and Baron's up. So he's nearby Baron, and they are going to go and get vision on it. This mid-tier 1 is still up. And that is one thing that...
if they go to dragon...
that Blue Corn Tortillas have going for them. But they kind of maybe overplayed their hand. Oh, it's a huge Malphite ult! Then she's gonna get shut down before the Taric ult can get to her. And now it's a team fight, but there's no ADC on the side of Peppa Pigs. It's gonna be everybody walking away so far. Oh, but it's gonna be a flash! Lily coming in, lots of damage. That's a huge shutdown. It's gonna be a stun. But there goes the Anivia. There goes the Taric. And that's gonna be the Baron. Ooh, Vichy is looking to steal. Lily as well, but she can heal up. Or she can also just use the Taric ult.
They don't know he's there yet, do they?
No, they know he's there. Okay, it will be this It was not smited correctly by either jungler. Richie will die, and they will get. We are going to go to our 7th dragon here on the Rift. 6 is going to be the score for both teams after this, and yeah. Hold on, Stu. We're coming in for a landing. It's going to be one spicy final couple of fights as we move into the super, super late game. Level 18 for everybody. Well, not everybody. In fact, the only 3 people on this who have level 18 right now. Oh, but it's going to be Lily going on to the Anivia and the perfect Zonya's Hourglass to stay alive. Humongous pick.
Yeah.
Humongous.
Definitely. I definitely wouldn't want to be the ADC or Anivia just walking down mid lane without any tank with me. This late in the game, that's for sure.
That's going to be a death sentence onto the Malphite, who's going to walk away. And they have lost a lot of the wave clear. Looks like Casey's trying for some sort of flank in the mid bush. Doesn't look like he's going to get his wish, though.
I definitely think it was a good move not to go in there for the flank.
Yes, we see the gold lead back in the favor of Blue Corn Tortillas. Lily, moving forward again, grabbing that Malphite ult. They could just dive them under this tower. I would not.
You definitely have
me.
to be careful.
Yes. Any fight now can end the game. Previously, they didn't have a lot of towers on the side of Blue Corn Tortillas, and they couldn't really. Janna taking a huge chunk, but Tariq is just gonna try to top her off. Lily still with his Malphite ult, with an elixir now, full build. Level 18 now coming through for Richie, for Malphite. And then we also have level 18s for the Ornn, giving out all his Ornn items. Everybody's got an ornament. Lily, 18. Arland, 18. Looked like a reset on the side of Blue Corn Tortillas. Gold lead does not matter anymore. It's 2K, and that's not nearly large enough to make a difference 41 minutes in the game. Both these teams trembling. You can just hear it, feel it in the air on the Rift. Trying to go and contest Vision again for an objective that doesn't even arrive for 2 more minutes.
I mean, at this point, they have to set up early. If any of them die, they're going to be gone for 60 seconds plus.
Richie looking like he wants to go in, but he can't. He knows. He knows he can't. Oh, no! There's
They're going to catch the... Oh, no, the interview.
Oh, no! But it's going to be the TP. They might try to make a fight out of this. TP coming in for the Malphite. Malphite is just going to get flashed out on, and he's using that ult defensively.
Yeah, they don't have the damage. Trist wasn't there.
Without a Nivea, no damage. And the Blue Corn Tortillas, they might look to end. It'd be a little risky. They do have the Tristana still. Miguel does not have his flash up, neither does Ornn. That's going to be oh, it's just too much. Oh, that's a stun onto Lily, but Udyr is in Udyr 42 minutes into the game. And so there's not really much he can do. James will be up in 10 more seconds. So they cannot end here unless they really want to try something ballsy. They will get 2 inhibs though, and that will be enough. And so the Dragon coming up in 43 seconds, that is sold for both teams. That's going to be Zonya's for... That's going to be Zonya's for Silas. I'm pretty sure that Lily just sold and rebought it or something like that. Or she went to another item and then she came back to the Zonya's. She has that much gold. Death
Honestly,
Bush.
I almost think they should give up the dragon and try to just base race them. Because they don't have to go through those towers.
Yes, and it's not Baron. They won't have Baron empowered recalls. The problem is they now have supers in the mid lane. That's where they have their exposed inhib. And that's what Lair needed to be. Yes, the Nexus is still exposed. That's going to be a very quick soul. Can't even contest it. Just going to clear vision around this Baron. And now we wait for the next objective. We saw how close these team fights were, though, even without Ocean Soul. With Ocean Soul, it's going to be really tough. It's going to be even tougher if they catch out Richie here, but it looks like they will just disengage. Or will they? No, Lily is just going in for the Taric ult. Level 18 on the side for James on the Anivia. They look like they might be going down mid. There's a lot of champions mid. Richie is here. He's dropped a ward, presumably, for okay. He dropped a ward for a TP. Oh no! Oh, okay. Flash out from Richie. He's gonna be fine. But he did leave that ward, and they didn't catch it. That is important.
Yeah, that's.
However, they do have their own supers going to the base.
Tanky.
Oh, and Tritus looks like he's caught alone with his pants down, but he's gonna be able to pull those pants back up. Or will he? Adrian looking to pants him once again, and there he goes. The Ornn is going to get the clap. Oh, the Baron dies so quickly with the Kai'Sa and with all the stuff they have. Wait, but they're stopping the bats. They're stopping the bats. It's gonna be James. He's going for the win. He's going for it all. He's going for it. But it's not look like it's gonna happen.
Oh, it's so close.
So tantalizingly close. 1400 health on the Nexus. Oh, Janna is gonna do what she can, but she's not gonna do anything standing in front of the Vel'Koz. Oh, it's gonna be a game 1 victory on the side of Blue Corn Tortillas. And we are going to game 2, ladies and gentlemen.
What a game.
Hopefully we got 2 more in store for you, just like that one. Oh my.
Rico was born in 2014. He was diagnosed at the age of 3 with medulloblastoma. It's an aggressive type of cancer and we need to treat him right away. They said for medulloblastoma, St. Jude is the world best. I'm so glad we're here. You know, we're in great hand. I've never had.
I'm gonna get water.
Folks.
And
Apologies, folks.
Use the bathroom.
And yeah, I actually couldn't turn on the damage charts. Sorry, Lily. We will be going on to a break momentarily.
Mr. President, as I think everyone knows, the President of the United States, President Obama, Republican leadership have reached an agreement on a very significant tax bill. In my view, the agreement that they reached is a bad deal for the American people. I think we can do better. And I am here today to take a strong stand against this bill. And I intend to tell my colleagues and the nation exactly why I am in opposition to this bill. You can call what I'm doing today whatever you want. You can call it a filibuster. You can call it a very long speech. I'm not here to set any great records or to to make a spectacle. I am simply here today to take as long as I can to explain to the American people the fact that we have got to do a lot better than this agreement provides. Now let me just enumerate some of the reasons that I am opposed to this agreement. First, as everybody knows, this nation has a record-breaking $13.8 trillion national debt at the same time as the middle class is collapsing and poverty is increasing. And Mr. President, I think it's important that we say a word, because I'm not sure that a lot of Americans necessarily know this, about how we got to where we are today in terms of the national debt. I know there are some people who think that this all began the day that President Obama took office. Well, it's not quite the case. When President Clinton
I
left
think they're
office,
waiting for you to do
this
that to start
country
the
was
game,
running, in fact, a very significant surplus, and the projections were that we were going to continue to run a surplus. During the 8 years of President Bush, for a number of reasons, including the war in Iraq, the war in Afghanistan, including huge tax breaks for the wealthiest people in this country, including a Medicare Part D prescription drug program, and including the Wall Street bailout, among other things, all of which were not paid for. Those are the primary reasons that we saw an almost doubling of the national debt during...
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Take a deep breath, because we got one more, at least, Rollin' Rumble extravaganza between these two undefeated teams. What a game one. I would say one of the greatest of this tournament so far. Wouldn't you say so, Stu?
Yeah, definitely. I'm definitely hoping we get a game 3 out of this series. I think both teams are very strong. This game just proved how even they really are. So I'm really looking forward to getting as much as we can, I suppose, out of tonight.
I could not agree more. What do you think went right for Blue Corn Tortillas to really take that victory in game one?
Arlen was very comfortable on that Vel'Koz. I definitely think that we're going to be looking forward to seeing what other comfort picks we can get. We do have a new poll up as well. Will there be a game 3? Take a vote on that, and we'll see, I suppose, whenever we're finished with this game. And it looks like we are getting ready to start.
Oh, I really hope that you join us for this game too. A lot of people not saying that we are not getting a game 3. Those are some Debbie Downers. We really, I want this to go game 3. I'm good friends with people on both teams. This needs the game 3. It's incredible game 1. I'm really hoping to see a really good game 2. What adjustments do you think that the Peppa Pigs can make to go and secure victory in game 2 and take us to game 3, Stu?
Honestly, I think they need to try to make more plays early. I think the team comp was very good, but it was very hit or miss. Honestly, I almost think they could run it back and it would be a 50-50 shot of whether they won the next game.
Well, that last game was certainly a 50-50 at one point.
Yeah.
I agree, but with a little bit of a caveat. I did like the Udyr pick. Udyr pick was incredible. We was all over the map early game, got them a lot of good advantages in kills and ganks. But a lot of them were very risky, and they didn't really utilize those advantages. For example, a lot of the fights bot side. They didn't have really good vision. They didn't know where Lily was. It resulted in her snowballing. They lost the first 2 dragons. If they had gotten even one of those dragons, they would have gotten Soul, and who knows what would have happened then. We saw how close those team fights are. Soul was almost definitely the difference, or would have been the difference in those late game team fights. And so I think they have to really, if they're going to do that, focus some of those early objectives, and really put a high priority on them. Look for getting picks and then getting objectives, or maybe looking to really pick somebody who can snowball, and really get them ahead. They got Malphite, and Malphite was very good. Don't misunderstand that Malphite. Yes, we're going to draft that. Malphite was really good, and I like Casey on it. But the Ornn did more for the team at the end of the day, and he served kind of that same purpose. But as we can see, they didn't really like the Malphite on the side of Blue Corn Tortillas, as we see them ban it away, along with the Rise, while Peppa Pig's still going with those 2 same bans. Let's see what number 3 is, and the Gnar and the Kale. Galio, same 3 bans. What do you think of the same 3 bands coming out of the side of Peppa Pig's?
I'm a little bit, I guess it makes sense. Like, the last game did kind of feel like a coin flip. They certainly weren't behind, but I would have thought I thought the Vel'Koz did show very strongly. I'm a little bit surprised that they banned the Galio over the Vel'Koz, or even the Anivia. And they
insta-lock in the Cassio. James very strong in the Cassio pick, though interested to see what Arlen does here, because he has Vel'Koz available, he has Anivia available. Anivia, I would say, is stronger right now, but he's, I think, a little bit more comfortable on the Vel'Koz. Looking like the Anivia here if he locks it in range.
His Anivia is very clean.
But we have the Ezreal coming in for Janna. Janna comfortable on this Ezreal, and Ezreal.
I think she's definitely comfortable, but Ezreal really doesn't feel that strong right now. I'd have thought maybe she'd go for the Trist again, or possibly.
I have seen it being picked up in some of in like the LPL and some of those leagues, as it's the Ornn. This is what I was saying before. They banned away the Malphite on the side of Blue Corn Tortillas that allows Casey to lock in the Ornn. There's a lot of what Malphite does is a tank, but he's also, as we know, Ornn, an assassin. He's a bruiser. He's whatever you want him to be.
But they get that Mordekaiser for Arctic, and I think it's gonna be rough having the twins on 2 of their picks that they're very comfortable on. That Anivia and the Mordekaiser, you're gonna want to watch out for them. They're gonna be scary.
Yes, we have a little bit of a mixed range. I like the draft so far on both sides. Cassio, incredible team fighter. If she can keep herself alive, then she can take over a fight. Same thing with Ezreal, except he also has that escapability. Ornn setting up these fights, while on the side of Blue Corn Tortillas, lots of comfort. Again, Arlen on the Anivia, Miguel on the Caitlyn. I would say probably his best champion, at least in the bot lane.
Honestly, I think they should ban the Taric here. Yep.
Good call, too. Not going to allow them to get that Taric for his second game, as they ban away the Thresh. This is interesting, because I want to see Adrian on something else.
I do think it was a very good idea to ban the Taric, because just imagine the Cassio with Taric ult. That's very scary and something you definitely want to avoid.
They are, I believe, going to pick Adrian here. I believe that would be smart. Save Lily's pick for last, and it will be the Leona. Leona very strong right now. Incredible engaged support. And this team is going to want to engage. They have Mordekaiser, they have Anivia. All they need is for somebody to start it off. But they do have a lot of disengage. I will on the side of Peppa Pigs. They have Ornn, who can disengage with his ult. They have Ezreal, who can E away, and they have Cassio, who can just drop the miasma or ult and then run away. And there's some more disengage/engage with the Nautilus.
I do think the Nautilus pick is very strong here. It could possibly lead to like letting them get picks either in lane later when they're trying to look for team fights. That combined with the Ornn, a lot of knockup, a lot of CC. You could be locking down the enemy team for quite a while with that in the cast.
It's not really a way to reach the backline, but a Kayn will change that real quick. It's gonna be Kayn. I know. Hopefully, I hope he's watching, because somebody just got very excited that they picked Kayn. Looks like, what's the response going to be from Lily? It's going to be a Volibear.
Another interesting pick.
Volibear did receive jungle buffs just recently. They were very large, if I remember, uncapping the E damage from Volibear on jungle camps. And while that has a really long cooldown, I've never seen Lily play Volibear, and I'm interested to see how she does on it. All right, so walk me through each team's draft, Stu. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you don't like. Who's gonna win? Who's gonna lose? I want you to tell me right now.
I definitely like the Ornn Nautilus combo. That with the Kayn, it really gives them several opportunities for picks. With the Cassio as well, they really have a good lockdown, I think. And then on the other side for Blue Corn Tortilla Chips, though, they do have that Mordekaiser and the Anivia, which Arland are both very comfortable on that. We haven't really seen Lily on the Volibear yet, so I'm not really sure, I guess, what to expect from her there. She will definitely have a better jungle clear, I think, a better opportunity to possibly get ahead a little bit early. But with that and the Kayn, I don't really think we've seen enough of these two junglers on these champions, to be honest, to really see how it's going to go either way. I definitely think the bot lane, the Caitlyn Leona, is looking very strong. I think that they're going to have... They might be able to make an early lead against the Ezreal and Nautilus, but I think in teamfights late game, that Nautilus and Ornn are definitely going to be what you're going to have to watch out for. If Leona can get a good stun on the Cassio in Ezreal or Cassio in Kayn late game, I think that's what's going to decide the team fights. But we're going to have to see whether we can get good Ornn ults, good Nautilus ults. Just the CC on PEPPA right now is kind of unbelievable, and it's going to be very difficult later the game goes to avoid that and try to kind of play around that with BCT.
I think the pick to watch in this is going to be Miguel on the Caitlyn. He's very good on the champion. I've played against him. I've played with him. He's very good. I'd say it's his best bot lane champion, as I was saying earlier. But I'm looking at the range advantage Caitlyn gives versus a team like Peppa Pigs has right now. Very low range. There's not a lot of ways to get to the Caitlyn. The Kayn is going to be one. Kayn can get to the backline very easily, and I think he's going to go red Kayn. This looks more like a red Kayn game, but he's still going to be able to just do a ton of damage and wreak havoc on the backline if he can get ahead in snowball. Ornn is going to be a little bit there too, but if the Caitlyn is allowed to free hit and allowed to set up her traps and allowed to do all the things that a Caitlyn does, it might be the game changer.
I definitely, I think he's gonna go red Kayn, but I really kind of wish he would go blue. I think it'd be very interesting just to try to assassinate Caitlyn and the Anivia and
Mhm.
run out.
I don't think this is the Blue King game.
I know
We
it's
will
not,
see.
but sometimes you just you want to see what you want to see.
Mm.
I think it'd be an interesting choice.
Well, I want to see a game 3. So,
True.
we're going to start to load in very shortly. It looks like it will be a Red Cane game, bringing out the Conqueror for Richie there. Look at some of these runes and masteries. Nothing that really stands out. Maybe to press the attack on the Volibear. Going for something a little bit more aggressive, I would say, than maybe something like a tank Volibear might go for. So, really interested to see how Lily can snowball the Volibear. Because we saw what happened with the Sylas last game. Sylas struggled with the clear, but Lily was still able to get the kill, able to snowball and keep her team in it until it was kind of a coin flip. But it could have.
Lily is very skilled as a jungler, so it certainly helps, and
yeah,
and she just shows what she is capable of, especially with the slow clear start. It didn't seem to put her behind at all.
Definitely interested to see. She's pulled out a lot of different picks this tournament. All the junglers at this tournament have really shown a lot of different picks, either because of bans or either because of situations. I'd say it's definitely got the most variety in this tournament. And this is just another example of that. I believe this is the first Volibear jungle of the tournament. I don't think it's the first Kayn. But as we load in here, I'm at 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Everybody, get ready, because we got game 2 of Blue Corn Tortillas and Peppa Pigs coming at you right now. And as we load onto the Rift...
It does look like they're fanning out again.
They're fanning out, but it looks like maybe a little bit of an invade. They are going to get... Oh! Nice E from Casey is going to force... Nice E from Casey is going to force the flash on the Mordekaiser. And the sweeper from the Kayn is going to get him a little bit of XP. I really like bring sweeper in these kind of first skirmishes to really see where see if you can get that XP advantage, because it's very important, and it can really do a lot for you if you're able to get that, especially as a jungler who's very reliant on their levels for their power, and so especially
I definitely understand bringing sweeper, but I think going wards first, at least getting that vision a little bit up, just to keep your team safer from ganks. That's generally what I go for, just because, when your ADC finishes a game with a vision score of 2, you gotta make some adjustments. Make sure
like find a new duo partner.
But
we have Ardit going in, not really giving a crap about the Ornn. That's going to be the passive on the side of the Mordekaiser. They are going to walk it out, but a good trade for Ardit early. And we're just seeing how much of a struggle it is for enemy top laners versus Ardit.
And Ardit definitely knows Ornn's strengths and weaknesses. He is very good on the champ. He's even better on Mordekaisers, so it's not surprising that he is able to kind of punish the Ornn early.
Oh, but Casey knows the tricks too. Goes unstoppable to prevent the E pull. Very very promising coming out. No flash. Oh, he's gonna miss the E. Oh, but he's got no flash. It is it's all over. First blood going to the Kayn. Richie, I have seen him on this game before. He is comfortable on it. And now he has that first kill. That ever so important first kill. And he's staying top lane, but it's going to be a hook. Oh, Miguel! Down to about 200 HP, but is going to heal. Ignites are traded. Janna going to go down, but the supports are trying to kill. Lily is here. Oh, and it's going to be a pullback. Oh, but the double knockup. And it's going to be Kane picking up 2 kills. It's all goes wrong. It all goes wrong on the side of Blue Corn Tortillas. And you know how we were talking about a snowball? Well, it's going to be a snowman.
Yeah, Kane is
No time.
3-0. Kane is not what you want to see at 3 minutes. That's for sure.
Yes, snowball turning into a snowman. And it's just going to be an avalanche that turns the whole team and puts them all under the glacier if they don't quell this soon. That's definitely English, and I'm definitely your caster.
That's 1,000 gold already on Kane, not including any of his camps.
Oh yeah, let's look at this buy. The Iron Spike Whip.
Cow.
That's going to be a stun for the Anivia, and it's going to be a
coming in with the
flash
bullet
out. Volibear has flash, is just going to be the flash follow, is going to secure the kill.
Yeah.
Though, good trading flashes there in the mid lane, getting the kill. Lily still finding a way to snowball herself and her team against all odds. Kane maybe wanted to make a play bot lane.
Really
Miguel.
looking for it.
Miguel is at about 50% HP. No heal, no ignite on the side of the Leona. Looks like he's not going to do anything. First Dragon is up, and this is important. Right now, Peppa Pigs does have a gold lead, and it's almost all on the Kane. Ornn sharing a little bit of that too, with those 3 assists.
Mm-hmm.
Actually really good for Ornn, just getting that XP, which is incredibly important on him. And so, he's looking for something, but looks like that bot lane's sniffing it out, not letting them get anywhere near them into a position. There is 6 advantage mid lane for James, trying to zone Arland off of his XP so he can maintain and try to force a fight. Kane is mid lane now. It's gonna be a fight in the top lane. Casey is gonna have to flash out. Oh, but it's gonna be the flash follow. Solo kill for Arland Ardit in the top lane. Ardit, I got it right by the end.
Oh, but they're looking for Dragon bot side.
Lily
they aren't
caught.
contest, it looks like.
Yeah, Lily got caught in a little bit of a strange back. Tritus is gonna miss the hook. He's gonna emote out. Oh, they're going on the Tritus. That's the ignite down. Oh, but here we go. Kane coming in, getting a lot of damage down. A flash stun. Oh, and Adrian is gonna follow. Gonna take a not gonna take a tower shot. Crucially, not gonna take a tower shot. But Vichy, if he waits for his cooldown,
waiting for Cassio to get here.
It's gonna be another stun. But Adrian, I believe, is gonna be run down here. James is gonna pick it up. Looking for a gank topside. Lily is not looking like anything's gonna happen though. We got
spotted on a ward, so at the very least she was able to clear that out.
Early 1.5k gold lead for the side of Peppa Pigs, and this is what we were talking about. They're using their advantages a little bit more. They picked up that dragon. Vichy is taking his advantage to all 3 lanes, getting a kill.
Here stealing his buffs.
It is a counter jungle by Lily. She does like to do this a lot. If she runs into Kane though, it might not go so well for her.
It's back. He's not even checking his top side.
He's just gonna back. They look like they're gonna try to dive this poor Ornn.
But Ornn knows that it's coming.
For help. He knows it's coming. He's just good recognition by Casey to escape and get the vision down so that he doesn't get dove. But he came back. That's gonna be that's gonna be the ult from that, and Richie choosing to ignore the Volibear, but does get the kill onto the Mordekaiser. So good counter. Yes, good counter kill.
Oh my gosh! No.
And Richie is here. He has ult, and he's going to ult. Not quite enough health though. Oh, he's gonna flash out. Oh, and James can't quite clean up that kill. It's just gonna be a walk away. Janna, Hogan, in the bot lane. Everybody on the map is now level 6, including the supports. And we're just kind of waiting, maybe for this next objective, maybe for another pick. Rift Herald is up. Interested to see who is going to prioritize that. This top side is pretty even. Maybe a little bit of advantage going over to the Mordekaiser. Speaking
He's
of
fighting in a huge
Mordekaiser.
minion wave.
Oh, that's going to be the depth charge onto the Caitlyn long range hook. And the Ignite is going to take the kill, but that's huge. Huge kill. Taking away gold and farm from Miguel. And so it's a kill top side onto the Ornn, but it's another kill bot side. And they look like they should be able to get at least one plate here, maybe two. Adrian doing his darndest in this dive. Tritus gonna need to flash away, but they do get the kill for the Ezreal. Another big kill. And this dragon is coming up in less than a minute. That's another plate. And it looks like Richie's trying to invade, but they're wise to this. He was seen on a ward.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised that he didn't see that paint.
It's going to be a third plate for Janna. And he is going to take this away. The reason they are not collapsing is because Lily is topside grabbing this Rift Herald right now. She will get it very soon. Dragon coming up in about 20 seconds. Looks like maybe a little bit of a contest on the side of Blue Corn Tortillas. Maybe they're just going to drop this Rift mid, try to get this first tower. Maybe not. Volibear heading topside is just going to recall. And they're posturing around this dragon, and they will start it. So the game plan so far seems to be going well. At least on the side of Peppa Pigs. They're using their advantages. It's going to be Ocean Soul for the second game in a row. And Peppa Pigs this time are in the driver's seat. They have a 1k gold lead. They have a very strong Kayn. Kayn, we know, while he's not one of the hardest scaling junglers, if he snowballs, there might not be any time to scale.
Yeah.
So, got 4 kills. He is up nearly 800 gold by himself on the jungler. But that might change as Lily looking to go in on Detritus here. And another pick coming in mid lane. But it's going to be a TP. Ornn coming through.
With the Ornn Oh, but the Mordekaiser Death Realm.
Oh, it's going to be the kill. But Ardit is going to have to flash to get out. Kayn has transformed into Red Kayn. And it's just going to be a pick. on the side of Blue Corn Tortillas onto the Ornn again. Huge advantage for Ardent in the top lane on this Mordekaiser. They are just going to dive, but it's going to be the ult. It's going to be a flash away for the Nivea. James can't do anything except buy some more items. Kayn is very strong, but I do want to point out that every single other lane, except bot lane, is an advantage for, as we see more fighting. Lily stealing away the blue buff, but is she going to be able to keep it? I do not think so. I think Lily is going to get it in the first place. Fat shutdown to the Kayn. Kayn going up 1k on Lily. And yeah, really good showing from Richie. Definite one, two really strong games. First one on the Udyr, second one on this Kayn. And so, as we kind of get into the mid game soon, we should really see this Kayn take off. The completed Gore Drinker and boots, tier 2 boots, 14 minutes into the game. And he hasn't even backed yet, so he's going to get even more. Janna does have an advantage with a kill, an assist, and some very valuable plate gold in this matchup versus the Caitlyn. It is interesting to see her really be comfortable on this on the Ezreal. Ezreal doing a ton of damage so far, poking out Adrian on the Leona, securing an advantage. So let's look at the power players. Who are your power players on each side right now, Stu?
Honestly, Ardent is definitely my power player for Blue Corn Tortilla, and I think Richie is the power player that we're gonna have to watch for PEPPA. Yes.
Ardent definitely can take over on this Mordekaiser. He's been bullying this poor Ornn, who only wants levels and only wants to upgrade his teammates' items and do nothing else besides ult occasionally. While Richie outputting tons of damage on the Kayn so far, and he's got more to go. Something I want to point out is no healing reduction on the side of Blue Corn Tortillas. Thoughts? Stu? Thoughts on not picking up? Yeah.
That is a little interesting. I would definitely want to get that healing reduction item as soon as possible. They might just not have the gold for it.
Red Kayn and Cassio. Both massive healers.
Yeah, but with the Red Kayn being as far ahead as he is, he's definitely going to do massive healing, so it might be better to build it now.
It's worth it just for the Kayn alone, especially a 5-0 Kayn. We see next dragon is up in 9 seconds here. This, I think, is going to be a very pivotal team fight. Blue Corn Tortillas are first to it. Big knock up and damage onto Lily there. But they have all 5 members here, and Ornn is slow out of the gate, and he's not here at all.
He doesn't have TP either.
He's going to try to run through the wall. Too late. They do it way too quickly. They had vision on that, but simply not going to get the Drake. And it looks like we might be going the distance on dragons here again in game 2.
At least that'll keep it interesting, though. I definitely think another Ocean Soul will certainly help both teams. So, depending on who can... if we get
Richie going for a steal, but it looks like he's just going to go for the kill instead onto Arlen. The Anivia is going to have Egg. It does have a stopwatch to burn, but they don't have any more life left. Ornn ult coming through is going to hit the Volibear. Maybe they can turn this into a couple of kills. Lily going the wrong way. Ardent now though is the one isolated. Oh, cute. Okay.
Oh,
Nautilus
it's a
hook.
Nautilus
He is
hook.
gonna be going to the death realm. Looks like they're gonna want to give this one over to Fang, and they do. Vichy is still chasing Lily. And Lily is just gonna run away. Nice couple of pickups. To the side of Peppa Pigs. Gold, about even. Still have a couple of towers that will need to fall down. And they're gonna a flash! And it's gonna be a kill on to the Anivia. Ult in from Lily. But Lily not looking like she's gonna be able to get much of anything. Oh no! A TP from Ardent goes completely not wasted because he arrives just before. But Richie finds himself in a very rough position. Oh, but he looks like he's going to be able to get it out. He's ignited, but he's not going to fall. And everybody walks away, except Arlen. Jana is going to get turret, and he might be able to get Miguel. Oh, a flash. Oh, but it's just going to be the E backwards. Unfortunate for Jana there, using her own flash. Does get both sums out of Miguel, and the tower. So it's definitely worth on the side of Jana. And Miguel having to burn both those sums. Miguel really kind of struggling. Farming well, yes, but hasn't gotten any pressure anywhere on the map so far. Is about to hit level 11 though. Let's see if he can maybe start scaling up. He's got 1.5 items already. Interesting. What do you think of the Last Whisper's second item on the side of for Miguel's Caitlyn?
Last Whisper has been very good in the last couple of patches. Lord Dominic's has been like almost an essential item. So they did nerf it a little bit in this current patch. I think it's still relatively good. I think it's definitely reasonable to build it here, seeing as the Kayn is quite far ahead and he is going to be healing an awful lot. And you definitely want to try to stop that if you want a chance at killing him.
Well, yes, but it's the Last Whisper. It's not the Grievous Wounds. It's just the armor pen. So, yeah.
But I definitely think you have to start somewhere, and this is kind of that spot. And it looks like they are going on that Kayn. Are they going to get him though?
Oh, they are going to get him. I believe eventually. Yes. Shutdown going to Arland, but. And a flash out of Tritus, and an ult from Lily. Tritus, I'm not going to get out of this. Oh, wait! Might? No, okay. Arlen picking up 2 very good kills there to keep him going on the Anivia. And so, finally getting that shutdown onto the Kayn. That's going to be a ton of gold. But Kayn showing his worth, getting a return kill of the Caitlyn. Even with all 4 members there on the side of Blue Corn Tortillas.
Yeah, they definitely have to worry about the Kayn right now because he can kind of like 1v3, like 1v2. It's going to be very difficult to deal with him.
Next dragon spawning though, and he now has that Black Cleaver all done. Dolled up, ready to be slicing some armor. Casey's gonna face check this. Casey's gonna die.
A good choice, yeah.
Ardent's gonna pick that up. Now 1 member down, they still will have to fight for this dragon. They will try to poke them out. Ooh, that was an interesting E coming out from Adrian right there. They do have a lot of poke on the side of
especially with the Ezreal.
Yes, with Peppa Pig, especially with the Ezreal, especially with Cassio. If she can get the miasma down, and they will push them away from the objective momentarily. Ornn does have TP, crucially. And he's up in just 1 second. There, Lily's going to start the fight, going in. Huge! Huge!
No ult. Holy cow.
That's going to be the egg, but it's going to be the turnaround. Kane is in the back line. Another big Ornn ult, kind of doing his own thing, but it's a triple kill. For who got a triple kill? Somebody got a triple kill. I think it was.
No, they were gone too fast.
It was Arden.
Arden, yeah.
Oh, and Casey though, not Casey, Richie, is here still, and looks like he might get out. Adrian here
An
though looks
interesting
like
flash by Adrian.
he goes in. There's a hex flash.
Ah, hex flash.
It's really, really good fight. Ardit with a triple kill. Going massive in that fight. And Richie unable to kill Miguel in that back line, doing damage. Does get some kills for himself. It was a really good ult from both Fang and from Janna. Hitting, I think, 3 or 4 members of the team, both of them. But it just wasn't enough.
Yeah,
Yes, both of them will scale, though.
Arden just shut down the cast before she could deal any damage after hitting her ult.
Mm-hmm. Really good ult by Ardit there to take the cast out of the fight. Interested to see if they're going to pick up QSSs and pay the tax. Because it might really limit Ardit's options if that QSS is up. QSS also is going to be a really good item this game. I believe every single member of Blue Corn Tortillas has some form of hard CC. You have the Mordekaiser ult, you have the stun on the Volibear, you have the stun on the Anivia, you have the Caitlyn traps, you have all of Leona. And so, interested to see when those QSS buys come in, if they come in at all. And I think that's going to be interesting to see if they pay proper respect. Okay, let's reset the map, Stu. What is going to be the next focus for these teams?
Honestly, I think they're probably going to try to focus on getting Baron. They probably want to start looking topside, be able to push the waves, get those second round of towers down.
Janna is going to get out just in time. There are four Blue Corn Tortillas bot side trying to get this last outer turret, and I think that's going to be their focus for right now. But I do agree, this Baron is up. It's been up for 6 minutes. Nobody's even really sniffed it except for some vision. And so I do believe that it's going to be really big. Last game, Blue Corn Tortilla's Baron take was very quick. They had Kaisa, they had a Silas, they had a Vel'Koz doing true damage. This time it's a little bit slower. Caitlyn not going to be as fast.
They will have the Anivia.
Yes, they will have the Anivia. And so Richie is going to go. Oh, they might have found Lily. Lily is going to get hooked back, trying to get out. Is going to get chunked. Ardit, though, is isolated from his teammates. He does not have a way out, it looks like. Oh, he is going to flash. Lily going in, ulting in. Oh, Bang, though, is going to be... oh, no. Bang flashes into ult, but doesn't get it. Richie is going to get out himself. But unbelievable. They were unable to kill off... unable to kill off the Mordekaiser there. And Richie now is probably next on the menu. But Ezreal's here to maybe clean them up a little bit. Adrian is going to die. So Janna gets
interesting how far he decided to walk up, but I guess that does give Janna a little bit of extra gold.
Janna is going to get that. Janna will have ult to maybe try to dampen some health bars. And she can poke. TP in from Fang. This Baron, though, it's done! Oh, tantalizingly close.
Yeah, that wall was very well
smart
placed.
wall, preventing any poke from coming in. Anyone, any poke, anything. And now, with this dragon coming up in less than 30 seconds, and with Baron buff on the side of Blue Corn Tortillas, 4K gold lead. And yeah, really interested to see where they go from here. After this dragon, assuming that they secure it, I don't know if we're going to see a contest by the side of Peppa Pigs. They do have the Casio here, and they do have the Kane here, and a Chem Tank from Lily, but Lily is going to have to go in, get the extra help. The Kane ult is there, and there's an Ornal, huge flank TP. They are fighting. It's not going well for the side of Peppa Pigs. They are going to kill the Caitlyn. Maybe they're going to kill. Nope.
Oh.
Anivia dies. And it's going to be soul point for the side of Blue Corn Tortillas. You know what? I feel like I've seen this game before, Stu. I feel like this is the exact same game I've just watched.
I think there's a little bit less kills this time around.
A little bit less kills, I'll give you that. But let's look at the Dragons. 2 by one team, followed by 3 for the other. About a 5k gold lead in Baron buff for one team coming in. They still have yet to crack, though, these inhibitor turrets. And that's key. And that's the reason why Blue Corn Tortillas is still in this. Not Blue Corn, Peppa Pigs is still in this. It has ballooned now to a little less than 6k gold lead. 30 minutes in. Kane has about 2.5 items, really has not done much, has not taken over the game, and good on Blue Corn Tortillas for preventing that. In the meantime, Lily has been huge in some of these fights. Arland as well, being really big, but the biggest one has undoubtedly been Ardit.
Yeah, Ardit, they definitely just... it
is going to be a pick, though, maybe. Arland might have been too big for his pantaloons as he gets picked, but Jana is traded back. Tritus goes into the Death Realm. Tritus is going to fall. Casey, next on the menu. He's 0-8. Casey is going to go up. It's all down to what looks like Fang. It's Casey and Fang against the world. He's going to throw down the miasma. They are going to get out, even if they're on the wrong side of the rift. Casey is clearing these waves, and it's time for Blue Corn Tortillas to get some of these inhibitor turrets. Good picks mid, killing off the bot lane, but crucially, they also did get a pick on the Arland, but they will get the first inhibitor turret of the game, and it's going to go to Blue Corn Tortillas. Fang chasing Adrian. Oh, it's going to be the flash forward. The solar flare comes out. Jana is going to pick up the kill. Really good plays coming out of both Jana and Fang there. Pursuing for the kill. Talk about pursuing. Richie going a little deep there to try to kill Miguel, but not going to work out. As we see Ornn items coming in. First one that's going to someone other than Ornn is going to go to the Cass. Cass is going to be very important for these fights. Cass, if left alone, and there's a couple of ways to dive, but if she somehow is left alone, then yeah, we can do that. But Jana, looking to turn it around on Lily. Lily is alone. Oh no. Oh, this could be a problem. Lily is
collapsing
going
on
to
her,
get
yeah.
kicked off with 1 minute until this
Ooh.
dragon. And Adrian looks like he could be the next on the chopping block. He's going to get the stun. Oh! And the assassination of the Gale Force coming out from Miguel. It looks like Vichy's going to go in and Vichy's going to go out. Casey's going to go in and Casey's going to go out. And it's right now a 1 for 2. But crucially, they did lose Fang, doing a lot of damage in this game. And really pulling the load. One of the loads on the side of Peppa Pigs. This dragon is coming up in less than 30 seconds. Baron is up, though. And this is important because they might try to rush this. Jungler or no jungler, Lily is not there. And they are starting it. They have no vision who is going to come to check. It's burning down. They might not have anything to check except some people wearing purple. The Ezreal ult comes through. Damaged on the side, but they are going to get it. Hook onto Ardit, but big ult
Yes.
from
They
Fang.
need that Anivia not to get back up though.
But no, Fang is just gonna get assassinated. That's gonna be the ult from there. Assassination going onto and killing everybody except
This could be the game.
Nautilus. And that might be the game. That will definitely be the soul.
Yeah.
But they're wearing purple. And they are going to look to 2-0 Peppa Pigs. And claim the top spot in the Gamer City Season 2 tournament. Great couple of games. Game 1, legendary. Game 2, very close until the end there. And I gotta give it to Blue Corn Tortillas. They are the only undefeated team left after the first round robin. Stick around though. We got an interview coming from one of the winning players. And yeah. All right, everybody, we are back. We just got finished done watching a thrilling series between Peppa Pigs and Blue Corn Tortillas, with Blue Corn Tortillas taking home that 2-0.
All right. Steven, would you like to do the honors?
I would. Thank you very much. Ardit, congratulations on your team and Blue Corn Tortillas securing the victory over Peppa Pigs. You are a player of the series. Tell us.
An honor.
We had the Ornn in game 1, and then we had the Mordekaiser taking over game 2. Walk us through.
Honestly, I just want to say, Richie, I hate you. You camped me like the entire first game. You're very mean. I did not appreciate that. But the Ornn game, I didn't like that game. I'm gonna be honest. Like late game, I pulled up, yeah, but like, I felt so useless early to mid game. But I mean, late game Ornn is literally just ult and CC. That's it. I did the most for my team. I did the most to help Lily, Arland, and Miguel do their damage. And I was just like, that's just your job as a tank Ornn.
All right.
But yeah, that
Let's talk
game
about
is way
game
more
2,
fun.
though. Let's talk about game 2,
Listen,
though.
dude,
You were against the Orn. You
bro,
took over
I
that
ran
game.
it down in the beginning, bro. I gave, oh my god, I gave that dude 3 kills in the very beginning of the game, and I baited Lily so bad because I was like, yo, Lily, we win this, turn, and then we just both die, and I'm like, oh, all right, this game might get a little hard now. Kane starts off with 3 kills, but no, yeah, I mean, they just misplayed it because they were just ignoring me. Like they were like, they thought that Miguel was the mostly the damage, but like, dude, Mordekaiser just melts everyone. It's actually kind of insane. The entire time that Cassiopeia and Kane were fighting, like the Caitlyn, Anivia, and the Volibear, I was just in the back attacking Ezreal, attacking the Nautilus, attacking the Ornn. I was keeping like 3 of them off my team. So almost every fight, like it was like a 4v2 because they only had to focus on 2 targets while everyone else was focusing me. But yeah, that damage is kind of stupid. Like,
well, Arlen, that was
sheesh.
definitely one of our humblest post-series interviews we ever had.
Yo,
Thank you so much.
I just want to say, now one more thing. If Fang beat us that first game with the backdoor, I would have cried legit. If he won from that backdoor, I would have FF'd the rest of the series. No lie. That was, dude, my heart was pounding. We saw the TP, and then fucking Tarek stops my back. I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna fucking die, dude. But yeah, GG's, everyone.
Well,
That was a lot of fun.
GG's. Anything else to say before we let you
no,
go?
It's a fun series. Everybody
Hold
played
on.
well.
Wait. So we got to do the standard stuff, which is, do you have any shout-outs for your friends,
Yes.
family, teammates?
Shout outs would probably be shout out to Lily. She gave me a lot of love during those games. That's pretty much it. You know,
Alright.
ADC dies for the team. That's their job. Die for me, ADC. That's pretty much it.
And you also have your game versus Lovin. Is it
Thursday.
yeah, that's Thursday. Holy crap, that's the back-to-back for you guys. How are you feeling going into that?
Listen, this game was more. We were kind of focusing more on this game, cause like, you know, that Fang is just a monster in the mid lane. Like, if he got more fed as Cass, I'm sure he could have been able to take over the game like he did in that first game. But I mean, you know, it worked out really well for us. And that against Larkin's team, I don't know, cause I don't know what that guy plays in the mid lane. That's like the big wrench in the system. Because other than that, we have our standard game plan with like every team that we always going through. So.
All right.
No
well,
worries.
thank you very much. We will see them
guys.
again Thursday. That's our next match scheduled, I believe. And so
9:30?
that's
Yeah, no, 8:30.
I believe
sorry.
so.
It is
8:30.
8:30.
Something like that.
It is 8:30.
Yeah.
8:30. But that is all we got for you tonight. Thank you for coming and watching. And Stu, anything else to say?
We'll see you Thursday.
See you Thursday. Good night, everybody.